It's lightweight, low to the ground, with a wide track. They resemble many of the street cars that you and I drive, but a closer inspection shows they're race-bred from bumper to bumper. They're the NASCAR Winston Racing Series Beckwith Machinery late models, and they compete every week at Jennerstown. As Jennerstown's top weekly division, this premier short-track stock car is comprised of all tubular chassis and racing components with lightweight metal or fiberglass bodies resembling popular American GT and mid-size sedans. With a total weight between 2,800 to 3,000 pounds and V8 engines having 500 to 600 horsepower, the Beckwith Machinery late model is both fast and competitive. At Jennerstown, they'll reach speeds up to 120 miles per hour on the straightaways and will average approximately 100 miles per hour a lap on the smooth, wide 1/2 mile surface. The cars are inspected for all the safety equipment such as full roll cages and fuel cells, and it's a good thing because 2 and 3 wide racing, a commonplace on Jennerstown's asphalt, often leads to trading sheet metal and on-track mishaps. The Beckwith Machinery late models compete with the spec tire, the Goodyear 1002 compound racing slick. This required tire allows more economical and even keel competition without sacrificing performance. Many of the drivers are weekend racers who take great pride and care of a racing machine that can cost between $25,000 to $40,000. At a NASCAR-sanctioned track like Jennerstown, the Beckwith Machinery late models race not only for glory and gold at this Laurel Highlands Oval, but also compete in a regional point system with over 500 drivers at 13 tracks for the quest of the NASCAR Winston Racing Series regional title and a chance to measure their regional accomplishments against 7 other regional finalists for the Winston Racing Series national title. Since paving and joining the NASCAR Winston Racing Series in 1987, Jennerstown has been fortunate in having the '87 regional champ Steve Pellis and 1988 regional champion Glenn Galt both compete weekly in this division. As regional champions and national runner-up, Pellis and Galt have a host of other competitors who offer all the competition they can handle. With drivers throughout the tri-state area and visiting competitors from surrounding states, the Western Pennsylvania fan can root for their local hero as they battle it out with outside invaders in an effort to elevate their fortune and fame to national recognition in the NASCAR Winston Racing Series Beckwith Machinery late models. This race break has been brought to you by Beckwith Machinery Company, your Caterpillar dealer. The concluding event of the Fall Festival race weekend saw Jennerstown's own Winston Racing Series Beckwith Machinery late models compete in their most prestigious event of the year, the Snap-on Tools 100. 26 sleek 600 horsepower racers took the green flag with number 42 Charlie Cragen and number 91 Chuck Kessler leading the field out of turn 4. Cragen takes to the top spot as 65 Tim Ice gets past Kessler's 91 for second within the first lap. On lap 2, it's Cragen, Ice, and Clayt Husted, the top 3, beginning to pull away from the rest of the field. The number 83 of Jeff Langford finds his rearview mirror full of competitors as he struggles to hold on to 5th place. Finally, it's the 22 of Gary Gellner, the first to break through, getting by Langford for 5th, while the 19 of Rick Miller battles with 3-time Jennerstown track champ Steve Pellis in the 100L for a top 10 position. Miller on the move gets by Pellis and then Barry Audie's 75. Miller then moves up to the 4th and 5th place battling cars of Gellner and Kessler. Gellner goes to the low side of Kessler's 91 for 4th place, with Rick Miller following as the red 19 now runs in 5th place. Back to the leader Cragen as Ohioan Tim Ice in the blue 65 starts to close in and challenge the white and orange 42 for the lead. Hard-charging Rick Miller finds himself a victim of placement on the track as Steve Pellis's 100L slips under Miller, boxing him in on the outside of the track as Pellis moves into 4th. Lap 30 and Cragen still continues to lead with Ice following. Then in turn 1, Cragen, with 2 wide lap traffic ahead of him, decides to go to the outside, finds the lap traffic sliding up on him, forcing Cragen way wide, while Ice sneaks under Cragen for the lead. 2 laps later, Ice finds himself caught in lap traffic on the low side behind Rusty Peoples' 29. Cragen tries to go high on Ice for the pass, but the blue 65 waits for an opening and retains first, while Cragen tries a 3-wide split between 2 cars in an attempt to keep the pressure on Ice. 5 laps later, Ice almost gets boxed in lap traffic again, but it breaks up before Cragen can make an effort to pass. 1/2 lap later, Ice, still caught behind the lap traffic of number 28, Tom Randolph, sees Cragen go to the high side once again, but fate's hand favors Ice as he denies Cragen the pass. Meanwhile, the fastest car on the track seems to be the 100L Steve Pellis, now running third and closing in on the lead battle. On lap 67, the first caution comes out for a turn 2 spin by Jeff Langford in the 83. The restart sees Ice in the lead, followed by Cragen, and behind lap traffic, third and fourth place runners Steve Pellis and Rick Miller respectively. By lap 75, Steve Pellis starts to close in on Cragen for second, while Ice is stuck behind lap traffic in turns 3 and 4. Cragen closes in on Ice in a battle for the lead and dirt tracks the car in an effort to challenge Ice. The miscue sees Steve Pellis right behind the back bumper of Cragen in a battle for second. Lap 77 sees the yellow flag come out for Paul Fess and the Danny White-owned number 23. Once again, the restart saw Tim Ice followed by Cragen, Pellis, and Miller. Ice looks strong in the closing laps of the Snap-on Tools 100 as he lengthens his lead over Cragen, who in turn finds himself more concerned with holding off a hard-charging Steve Pellis for second rather than trying to catch leader Ice. Pellis tries Cragen low out of 4 and then 1/2 lap later in turn 2, but Cragen doesn't give it to him. A third yellow appears for a spin in turn 3 on lap 80 for Tom Randolph's 28 and Joe Sykes in the 07. On the restart, a wild front straightaway crash involving the red 33 of Snooky Williams and Ed Ferree's 04 immediately brings out another yellow. Both cars suffered heavy damage, but the drivers are able to walk away from their crippled machines. Another attempt at a restart once again sees Tim Ice take command of the lead while the second-place battle between Cragen and Pellis resumes. With just a few laps remaining, the drama begins to unfold, with leader Ice developing fuel pickup problems. Slowing greatly in the corners allows Cragen and Pellis to drastically close the gap on Ice. With 2 laps remaining, Cragen pulls side by side with leader Ice, but he can't make the pass. The 3 cars pass the flag stand with 1 lap to go, and it's anybody's race going into turn 1. Ice uses lap traffic once again to his advantage and is able to hold off Cragen and Pellis at the checker in a dramatic finish of the Snap-on Tools 100, ending an incredible season of special events at Jennerstown Speedway, Western Pennsylvania.